Hello everybody and welcome to this discussion of Legion's changes for Dead by Daylight. It wasn't too long ago that we covered the developer update, and within that update they said they would be changing Legion. Earlier today, they finally released a post in regards to what they'll actually be changing for Legion on the upcoming mid-chapter patch, and honestly it's not looking good. Before we begin, I want to point out that I made a video a while back on the release of Legion that explained why he wasn't capable of being fixed with value changes, and if you want to check that video out, it'll be in the description. To begin, there were 3 subjects of change that will be hitting Legion all at once. First, their base stats and add-ons, second, their power, and third, the deep wound mechanic. Legion's base stats will be changed to match the average killer, meaning they'll travel at 115% movement speed with a standard 32-meter terror radius. Legion's add-ons will also be changed, as some of them might not work or they just need to be rebalanced based on the changes to their power, but these changes have yet to be announced. The power itself has suffered several changes. First, its recharge time will now require it to be fully restored before it can be used. Currently, you can use it while it's partially charged, but its duration will be reduced. The entire duration has been increased. The movement speed while in frenzy will also be reduced. Legion will move faster than their base speed of 115%, but will not run as fast as Legion currently does. Frenzy will automatically end when Legion misses a single attack. Finally, Legion will no longer be able to see any blood trails while in frenzy. Finally, onto deep wound changes. The timer will now pause while survivors are within a killer's terror radius, regardless of chase. The timer also pauses while mending. The killer no longer can see the progress of deep wounds, but will still see a meter to show that the survivor has deep wounds. Finally, the timer progress will no longer be affected by Legion's frenzy attack. So where does this place Legion once these changes hit in the mid-chapter patch? Currently, Legion is going to be capable of playing as a standard killer. The downfall is that his power is likely going to be rendered near useless. The power can be used to hit several survivors and apply the debuff of deep wounds on all of them as it does now, but the value of that is lost pretty quickly with various changes to not only their power, but deep wounds itself. Currently, Legion is a problem simply because there is no counterplay to them whatsoever. Windows are rendered useless, and pallets are capable of slowing them down on stun, but once missed, well, it does nothing, just like a window. When a survivor gets deep wounds applied to them, it becomes a game of time where the survivor will go down with no way of stopping it. This becomes the issue with Legion. If survivors work diligently on the objective, then those who are targeted with deep wounds will buy enough time for survivors to escape. However, if they do not, then Legion is going to dominate the game, since survivors did not get the work done while they had the time in their favor. This would also be the reason that some determine Legion is a bad killer, even though he can perform above expectations. It's all about the experience. When you have a team of randoms who do not do their side of the work and goof off too much against the Legion, your team runs out of time, whether they know it or not. But if your team just hits the generators and works right through ruin, Legion really stands no chance. Let's not forget about what add-ons can also give Legion. We will be ignoring the exploits that are currently possible, but one game breaker we have in terms of add-ons is Frank's mixtape. As stated before, Legion is a killer about time, meant to just slowly break a survivor with deep wounds. Frank's mixtape removes so much time that survivors don't stand a chance without some sort of luck giving them the win. It is due to this that Legion begins to make the game feel unfair. It takes what small counterplay of rushing generators had and removes hope from the survivors as they just get demolished. Typically, players give up as there's nothing you can do other than score as much points as you can before you die. Due to this, Legion is in need of a change, but is this update really going to fix them? The answer is a solid no. Some may still have hope that these changes will solve Legion, but based on what the changes result in, we can confirm that Legion will just be another base killer. Other killers have these similar effects: Doctor, Wraith, Trapper, etc. These killers suffer from the fact that their power will not help them in chase too often. Legion will fall under this category of killers. Though yes, having a sprint attack that is faster than your base speed, it can help, and leaping pallets and windows is nice, it is also what gave Legion no counterplay. Now, Deep Wounds was meant to be what kind of levies this overpowered power, but they've removed the fact that Frenzy no longer affects Deep Wounds, making the power now pointless. You can't leap over a pallet or a window and then cancel the power, you'll stun yourself. And with that, the survivors can just run another loop or vault back over away from danger. What's the point of a power if it serves no purpose? Of course, you can always get one hit on a survivor, and that's fine and fair. But unfortunately, you can no longer abuse Deep Wounds. You can no longer walk backwards on a survivor, either to draw out the timer, as your terror radius is your enemy in this case. They don't ever drain in time. These changes were too harsh in too many ways. It removed what was unique about Legion, but didn't give them anything to work with. This nerf is too much, even if they buffed his base stats. Unfortunately, it seems that Legion will only be good at hitting a cluster of survivors all at once and wasting a small amount of time, but he ultimately is going to result in another Wraith. A good potential wasted due to far too many band-aid fixes that all result in a killer being way too powerful or way too weak. If we wish to see Legion be a unique and fun killer, then we'll likely have to see a full rework. However, we'll have to ask Freddy how that went, because his was announced over a year ago and we still haven't seen that, up until the most recent update saying that we'll see it in a month. That's all we have for Legion today. I'm sorry that Legion is getting destroyed in this manner. I really did wish that he could be fixed. Are you upset at these changes? Will you still play Legion? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you all next time. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and as always, good game.